Hi everybody. Today's women of the Bible is Phinah and Shiprah. I hope I said that right. But it's two women. And they lived in Egypt. They were Hebrews, but they were midwives. So they must have worked together because their names is mentioned together. And I think they were probably pretty high up in the midwife class section of things. So anyway, they ran into this big problem. Pharaoh was looking at his slave population and realized that it was growing too big and too strong. You know, all this work that the slaves were doing were making them strong, number one. Number two, they were growing. They were having children and children and children. And so he was trying to come up with a solution. He said, soon the slaves are going to be more than us and they're going to overtake us. And so he came up with this brilliant solution. At least that's what he thought. And he decided, he called all the midwives in to talk to them, and he said, you know what, when the Hebrew women have the baby boys, I want you to make sure they don't live. You are the midwife, you can do something about it. That was his command. The girls can live, but the boys can't. Well, Phinah and Shiprah were Hebrew midwives, and they knew that that was not God's will at all. And so I'm sure they were very scared. I'm sure they had to sit down and say, what are we going to do? What's this solution? What can we do? Because we are not killing our own children. We're not doing that. And they came, I think God helped them. They came to this solution that, you know what? We're going to arrive late. When the Hebrew women have their babies, we're not going to get there till the babies are already born. So time progressed, and Pharaoh was noticing that there's still a lot of baby boys being born. What is going on? So he called the midwives in again. Oh, can you imagine getting called before the judge, the king? And he called them in again. He's like, hey, what's happening? What's going on? And so the midwives told them, hey, the Hebrew women are having their babies before we get there, and there's nothing we can do about it. And you know what? It was God. God changed Pharaoh's mind, and he's like, you know what? This isn't working. We're going to have to try something else. And he lifted that ban from them that they did not have to do that. He put another rule into place. So we see how that even though they were in a bad situation where they had to obey, either they had to choose to obey the king or God, they chose to obey God, even though they knew that Pharaoh says, listen, if you guys don't do this, you will die. It was their lives. And they knew that. They knew that choosing to obey God could easily cost them their lives, but they did it anyway. They chose right in the midst of hard. And you know what? God blessed them. We read how the Israelites grew in number and were so strong and a mighty nation. And we've seen how God blessed them. And it's so exciting that these two midwives had a hand in growing the Hebrew nation in Egypt. And they had a lot to do with that. And it's awesome to see how that, you know, even if you're in the midst of horrible situations and you've got to make a decision that you do not want to make at all, God's going to bless you. It's going to turn out okay. If you choose right, God will bless you every single time. It may not seem like it right away, but I promise you God will bless you every single time. The right choice is always right and always brings the reward every time. So look at these two midwives and realize that no matter what you're going through, no matter how hard the choice is, no matter what they say the consequences are, if you choose right, you've got God on your side and you are a winner. Go be blessed and go be great today. Love y'all.